What is your American dream?
My American dream. Wow. Piece of the pie. Definitely expanding our business, corporation, making it worldwide.
I've experienced so many stories of immigrants coming in, and I want to see everyone have the same opportunity to achieve their dream equally, no matter what demographic background they come from.
My American dream is I hope that one day we can actually live up to our pledge and have liberty and justice for everyone in America, because America is supposed to be the melting pot and the safe haven for immigrants that migrate over here.
My American dream is for people and animals to come together in unity and peace, honestly.
The whole idea of the American dream is that I have the ability and option to decide what I want my dream to be. And for me, that's what American dream is all about.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Groundhog Sam! Synopsis Digital Model D Awards, the best in online video content and advertising. Bradshaw Live nominated proudly for Best New Web Series, Best Live Series or Event, Best Web Series Personality, and Best Host in a Web Series or Channel, and Best Daily Web Series or Podcast Audio Series. Holy moly, we got nominated 5 times. Woo! I can't wait. It's tomorrow. Tomorrow's the award ceremony. We're going to find out if Bradshaw Live wins. I need a tux. Oh my goodness. I need a tux. Gonna have to look. Oh my goodness. Don't have much time. Wait a minute. No one's told me that they bought Groundhog Sam a ticket. Am I going? What if I don't go? I'm such a part of this team. I mean, Best Web Series Personality. I know they probably mean Brad and Kim and Jonathan, but what about me? I'm on the show every day, too. Maybe they forgot me. I mean, I know I'm small, but I'm also really mighty. I can't believe they'd forget me.
Groundhog Sam, what's wrong?
Oh, Kim.
What's wrong?
I don't think anyone bought me a ticket for the award ceremony tomorrow. I don't think they did. I think they forgot about me. I was going to get a tux, and now it's like, oh, no.
Sam, you're saying you don't have a tux? Because of course you're going to the Synopsis Awards. We can leave you behind.
How am I going to go?
You're going to go in my purse.
I am?
You are.
I don't even have to burrow there?
You don't have to burrow. You won't even. You're going to get carried in my purse like a prince, Sam, like a little prince.
Oh, I'm so happy now. Thank you. I was so upset. I thought everyone forgot me, but I should have known better.
You're part of the family, Sam. We can never forget you.
Oh, this is so exciting. Okay, Kim, I'm going to go get a tux now.
You go.
I'm going to find a groundhog tailor. I know there's one around.
I want you looking sharp.
I will. Come on, Kim. I gotta look as good as you're gonna look. If I'm gonna be in your purse.
That's right.
Woohoo, Kim. High five. High five. All right, Bradshaw Live team. Good luck. We'll know tomorrow. I'm gonna be there. Woohoo. Wow, now I'm feeling all sorts of good. I'm so excited for tomorrow's award ceremony. If we win, it's going to be incredible. I think I might have to come up with a groundhog speech. Anyway, did you miss yesterday's episode of Bradshaw Live? Well, in case you did, it was 2 hours straight of Brad answering everyone's legal immigration questions. They just kept on coming. It was incredible. We didn't even have time to air any other pieces. Now it's the time you've all been waiting for. It's Bradshaw Live, starring Brad Bernstein and Kimmy Kim Kim. By the way, happy birthday, Belgian Kim. I'm going to find a tux and then a good tailor who can shorten it all up for me. Go Bradshaw Live! Woo!
Welcome, everybody. Bradshaw Live. It is Thursday, November 7th, 8th, 9th, 8th. Thursday, November 8th. It is 5:50. We're right on time for our start at 5:30. And we got to say hello to the Brad Squad. We also have to say hello to the Merverts. Since we started talking about Merverts yesterday, I got a few DMs from Merverts.
Did you?
Yes.
Were they offended?
They were offended. They said, "Don't worry, I know where the fish ends and the body begins." So I don't know. But more importantly, Belgium Kim.
Yeah.
Happy birthday!
Thank you.
Happy birthday to you! I'm the worst voice in the world, but I'll sing it to you anyway. Happy birthday to Belgium Kim!
Oh my God, Brad! Wow, who knew you had such a voice?
I don't. Are you now legally able to drink?
Just barely.
Just barely. Just barely for the last
7 years.
7 years.
Yeah.
How much? When did you start
6 years.
drinking?
21 years old and
Not
one day before, Brad.
That's right. It was all waffles and chocolate till 21.
Till 21.
Right.
No, we're in Europe, so we grow up with.
You grow up with alcohol.
Sipping
Yeah.
a little something, typically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know when I drank my
Belgium.
first alcohol?
When?
The day of my bar mitzvah. Because
Oh my God, that's a big day,
because in
Brad.
the Jewish religion, your bar mitzvah, you're
a
become a
man.
right? So I never drank, before. I was 13 years old.
Uh-huh.
And my father came over to me with a screwdriver, an orange juice
Yeah,
and vodka.
yeah.
And I took a sip, like,
Really?
yeah, it was terrible.
Oh, screwdrivers are
and
delicious.
then I obviously developed a taste for it.
Right.
I was a little crazy in high school.
Right.
I have to admit that I was drinking a little bit before the
Wow.
before the legal age. But despite that, it did not hinder my career at all.
No, you did okay.
Unlike Justice Kavanaugh, I did not sexually molest anybody
My God,
while drinking
unbelievable.
underage.
Wow.
I kept my hands to myself.
You were just hanging out with Squee and Tobin, completely innocent
That
time.
is correct. That is correct. But happy birthday, nevertheless.
Thank you.
What do you plan on doing today? Anything exciting?
Nothing exciting today. I'm having a big birthday bash tomorrow. We've got dinner and drinks and
Interesting.
such.
I'll look for my email.
It's buried deep in your email somewhere,
yeah,
Brad.
I didn't get it, but okay.
But I'm just saying, it's buried on your email
Where will it
somewhere.
be? Not that I'll show up and crash the party if I'm not
I was
invited.
going to say, not that the entire Brad Squad isn't
Yes.
going to be at my Brooklyn
Right.
restaurant.
Your Brooklyn restaurant?
Yeah, it's going to be a delicious pasta restaurant.
Really interesting.
I'm so excited.
Very interesting.
Are you coming, Brad? 9:45?
No, because
See?
you know what? It's a
See?
it's a
This is what
sympathy
happens.
invite.
No, it's not a
it is
sympathy
a sympathy
invite.
invite.
That's pure fake news. You're
It is
fake
a
newsing me right now.
Sympathy invite.
You're fake newsing me right now, Brad.
I
and
take
won't
back
stand
my
for
birthday
it.
song now. I take back your birthday. No, I'm only kidding. Happy birthday.
you.
Tamika Nelson, let's say hello to the squad. Tamika Nelson, Carol Anderson, the Tiger, Malia Lobin Martin, Ruthie Independent, Cutie. Or is it Cuddy?
Cutie.
Cutie.
For sure, cutie.
For sure, Cutie. Barbara Lord, Dionne Watson, Burke Madera, Dornette Bryant, and Barbara Lord says, Janoma hungry. Why is everyone so hungry when they watch our show? They always sit up front row, and they get themselves some food,
Yeah.
and then they have the babies looking at them, or they have, somebody looking at them thinking they're crazy.
I think it's because you're a snack, Brad.
I'm a
That's why
snack?
they get hungry.
Deanna Love, David Gabriel, what's going on? Malia Lobin Martin, who else here? Isaka, Tamika Nelson.
Tamika Nelson just said that you broke her light bulb.
Yeah, I have a terrible voice.
With your beautiful musical silence. You're
Please.
quite the tenor.
I am not a
You're
good voice.
quite the
Come on,
tenor.
please. I'm going to actually watch the show later and cringe. But I did it. I will absolutely cringe.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, as
Yeah.
embarrassed as you were, that's how much I enjoyed it, but one
Yes,
step more.
Okay. Who else here? Anna Nicole. You know what I've learned?
What?
And this is very true, and I try to tell my kids this all the time.
Ooh, Brad
If you
Dad
do
is
it with 100% effort,
Yeah,
you can never embarrass yourself.
that's true.
Okay? So I said, I am going to sing happy birthday to you with 100% effort. I can't embarrass myself.
That's true.
Well, and also, you don't care what anybody else thinks.
That's a fact.
Right.
There
so
it
if you
is.
don't care what anybody else thinks and you give it 100% effort, you can never be embarrassed.
You know what the perfect summation of that
What?
is? I know we keep harping on it. Our Halloween show.
That is correct.
The perfect summation of those
that
two
is
principles.
a perfect summation of we don't give a shit.
No, we do not.
Yvonne Steele.
We're going to do our best.
That's right. Jella Shorter, Deanna Love, what's going on? Velma Gale, Su Wang saying happy, healthy birthday, Belgium Kim. Continue to have an amazing night. Kissy, kissy,
Thank
cake,
you.
cheers, champagne, balloon.
Oh my God, you speak emojis
yes,
so
I just
well.
wanted to make sure that you got the whole thing.
I really painted a picture for me there,
okay,
Brad.
thank you. Who else we got here? That's at CC Mitchell. And of course on YouTube, we can't forget YouTube.
Can't forget you.
Jalove, Loris Burke saying
Yes.
hello, Cordella Douglas, Ruthie Cutie, Nezzy Show TV, Mark Robinson saying hello and
Hi.
greetings from Atlanta. Was Mark the one who called yesterday and he said it's his first time watching?
I think he may
think he may have been, yeah.
Your memory of who calls and who you talk to blows my mind.
I have a
all
good
the
memory.
time. It's insane.
I know, I really have a good memory. I'm going to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
How I learned to be an immigration lawyer. I mean, I went and I did it.
Right.
But when I first came out of law school, what do I know about immigration? You know?
Right.
And they have an encyclopedia of books. Not anymore. They don't even exist anymore.
Right,
This
internet.
is pre-internet.
Right.
And it must, like the Encyclopedia Britannica?
Yeah, of immigration, basically.
Yeah, it was like 14 volumes, and each one was like 500 pages. And I
Rad.
spent like 2 or 3 weeks. I started on volume 1, page 1, went through the entire thing. And not that I have a photographic memory, but I have a pretty good memory. And then I remembered every law. And then when people came in, I said, yep, I know the answer. This
Are
is
you
what we do.
sure you don't have a photographic memory? Because
No.
you also know where people, like, if somebody called, it's like, yeah, I know you. You're from Pensacola.
Right.
I remember you had
Right.
this issue.
No, I don't, because people with a photographic memory actually...
They see it.
They see it.
Yeah,
I don't
you don't
see
see
it.
it.
I don't see anything. I'm like blind in here. It just comes out, you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So, Deborah Alex Willis saying hello also on Facebook. Giovanni Myers, Kool-Aid, Nico Suave. I love Nico Suave.
Because every single time I start singing Rico Suave.
Right.
in my
I
head.
love Nico Suave because it's very close to Rico Suave.
Exactly.
Right.
I feel it.
And Rico Suave
Yeah.
is really, remember we had that,
Rico.
on one of the hump days, the Italian guy who was like, had sex with
With
6,000
6,000
people
women?
and then died in the back seat.
On top
with
of the
on top of
23-year-old?
the 23-year-old
Yeah.
Romanian lady. And he was a legend.
Yeah.
I am telling you.
Yeah.
With a name like Nico Suave, he could be a legend too. Maybe not. I have no idea.
He's probably betted 6,001 women,
Nah,
Brad.
I don't know about that. I don't know. It's just the name sounds like he
It
should be a
does.
legend, right?
It's true.
Yeah. Carol Anderson, what's happening? Afzal A. He was just in our office the other day, Afzal.
Ooh, putting him on blast.
Yes, he was just in the office the other day. He was sitting next to me in the conference room, just
Yeah.
smiling and listening.
And do you know what?
What?
He promised he was going to wear a groundhog uniform.
Yeah.
I saw no groundhog uniform. However, I will say he's kind of making up for it right now because he said, let's give Kim the best birthday gift ever and get to 120 views.
That would be nice. He is
That
a
would
big
be.
supporter, Afzal.
He is.
He's a huge
the
supporter.
real writer's eye.
Yes. So Tina Samara, okay, she says, and I'm sorry, I'm taking your comment of the day from Tina already.
Oh, yes, you
but
are.
But on YouTube, I just have to announce
knew
it.
you were gonna do
Thank you,
this.
Tina. It's really nice. Tina says, hey, Brad Squad, good evening. So love this show, I must say. This show really helps a lot and educates to people with immigration questions. Keep up the good work, Brad. You're an amazing person. Thumbs up. Mwah! Love you. Who else? Cordella Douglas and Johnny FC. I guess he's a soccer player, a soccer fan, maybe. FC Barcelona.
Oh.
What do you think? Charmaine Hines, Diane Wright, Joy Palmer. By the way,
Yeah.
Joy Palmer. What happened to Joy's? She just took it. Oh no, she just took it down. Joy.
What'd she
She had a lot
say?
of birthday cakes, and then now I don't see it anymore.
Cake, cake, cake.
Oh, here it is. Cake. Happy birthday, Kim M. Cake.
Cake, cake.
Right.
You know it's hard not to sing Rihanna when
Yes.
you go cake, cake.
Yeah. And Nico Suave, by the way, starting a little Nico Suave with you, Kim.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, Nico Suave says we usually don't allow any food on the show, but here is Kim looking like a snack pretzel. Nico Suave. Nico Suave with the Suave pretzel emoji. Does that turn you on when he gives you the pretzel emoji at the end of the end of the pickup line?
I was gonna say nothing turned me on until the pretzel emoji.
I'm gonna
you
tell
really
you something. He was great. Was that for the groundhog?
It should have been.
Oh, it should have been for the groundhog. It should have been for the groundhog.
Yeah,
but I want you to know, I know Kim.
Yeah.
Okay. She falls for those pickup lines, and you had her until pretzel emoji. After that, I think you lost.
Listen, I'm very easy to impress with that kind of stuff. Totally. Like you give me the cheesiest pickup line, and I am into it. But you had a really good line recently. What was your really, really good line? You had a great line recently.
Where?
I don't remember.
What, picking up somebody? I wasn't with you.
I don't know. It wasn't a pickup. It wasn't a pickup.
Because I'm not really a pickup person.
No, not at all.
I'm not.
But it was like a good line. It was
What'd
like
I say?
I forget. What was the line?
What was the context? I don't even know what you're talking about.
I don't remember. We were even like talking about what a great line it was.
Where were we?
Here.
In our studio?
In our studio, but
live
I don't
on the
think
show?
we were live on the show.
I don't remember.
I don't remember it
So
at
much
all.
for my photographic memory. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Wait, walking into a pole and making me smile. Yeah.
Oh, yes, that was a very good line.
That was a great line.
Yes, that was a very good line.
That was such a good.
Yes, now I can't talk anymore. Right, but yes, but the person made me walk into a pole. I was thinking and smiling of that person, and I walked, boom, right into a pole.
See, Lothario Brad over here.
Yes, and Nico Suave, obviously, he's on every team. He loves me as well. No, I have no idea. I'm making a joke. I have no idea. And not remotely close, Brad. I ain't got game. I was in your Hartford, Connecticut office the other day. Oh, very nice. You saw
Well, even if you don't have game, you've got one hell of a brain then. If you went to our Hartford
By the way,
office.
Nico, we love you, and seriously. I swear, I don't mean. It's just. It's easy to make fun when it's pretzel. So I'm sorry, Nico, and he's a great guy.
But do you want to know what's crazy is that
What?
I am weak for pretzels with some cheese sauce.
Yeah?
It's true. It's
right.
100%
What you
true.
should have done, Nico, is heart or kiss.
Emoji king over there.
Emoji kiss or heart.
True. Like the little winking, blowing the
winky
kisses emoji.
something, yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know. I'm pretty happy with
Or if
pretzels.
you didn't want to be too romantic, you could have said that very nice thing. And then done the monkey with the covering the eyes.
No, because that's still a cute thing.
Right.
If you don't want to go romantic,
Right. Well,
you can
that's why you
choose
would
a
go.
heart
That's why you would go monkey covering the eyes.
or like not a red or pink heart. If it's any other colored heart, then it's not romantic. Emoji 101 with Kim and Brad.
Meanwhile, Lisa Bling Rose, with every heart possible, says, "Hi, Jill and the rest of the crew members behind the scenes. One love. Red heart, yellow heart, green heart. Double pink, double pink, double pink. Telephone, headset, microphone."
You even said headset.
What is that? Earphones? What do you call that?
Headphones.
Headset.
Headset works.
Well, let me tell you something. In 1985, the last time I put those goddamn things on, we called it a headset.
That's fair.
Right?
That's
We
fair.
called it a headset in 1985.
And you know what's crazy is that we have those videos on YouTube too.
That's right. I'm like, where's the headset? Alicia Allen wishing you happy birthday, Kim. She goes, "I'm always going to remember your birthday because it's my husband's birthday also."
Well, happy birthday to
Very
Alicia Allen's
nice.
husband.
Very nice. And Nico, I feel bad. I hope he didn't shut us off and now is insulted at me.
No, I don't think so.
Right.
Listen, if he was in the Hartford office, he's a ride or die.
By the way,
And I'm
Afzal
a
says
snack.
next time he comes to our office, he will be wearing the Groundhog Sam costume.
I hope he knows I just
Okay,
screenshotted
all right.
that.
I'm going to tell you if he doesn't.
Yeah.
Sean will be hearing from me, and he knows what I'm talking about, right?
Oh,
All right. Inside joke.
Inside joke.
All
for no
right.
one
So
else.
with that, we got to get to our. What are we going to do first? I'm going to let the Brad squad decide.
Ooh, you know what they're gonna decide.
All right. Do we want to hear what's in these cards? Okay? If you don't want to hear what's in the cards, here, read it yourself. No. Or we can pull from the machine. How many free consultations?
Just one.
One free consultation. So,
One.
Brad Squatters, Merverts, Brad Squatters, Squatters. You see, it's my Long Island accent.
It's the squatters.
It's my Long Island. Hey, you squatting? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's squad.
Squatters.
Squad. It's my Long Island accent.
Yeah, but that's also like an enunciation thing because no one says squatters.
All right, they
You know?
they want the news. They don't want the free consultation.
Is that a fact?
That's the squad wants the news. We have not heard from any Merverts yet.
Listen.
Right? No Merverts have said anything. All right,
No
so let's go.
mermaids. I love that every time you say mermaids, a mermaid
yes,
comes
a
up.
mermaid pops up.
We're gonna get our page
Yes.
flooded.
Yes.
with
We are.
mermaids.
I'm going to tell you something. The entire team is. You know who's a Mervert? I think. I don't know. A secret
An
Mervert.
undercover
An
mermaid.
undercover Mervert?
Uh-huh.
Because I'll tell you why. Julian, the TriCaster guy.
Ooh.
I think he is a little
now,
bit.
what's your reasoning behind the mermaid?
He seems to have a lot of mermaid pictures.
He
All right, it's not
unlocked.
all right, because we said, okay, we're gonna do a Mervert thing. You know, get a
Right.
mermaid picture ready.
Right.
Okay. This guy came out with 20 mermaid pictures
in under like 10
seconds. Right.
So he had a folder somewhere. Do you think it's called his mervert folder?
I don't know. Look at all
Look
the
at
all the
these.
mermaids
Oh
he
my
pulls
God.
out. You don't pull all these mermaid pictures
From nowhere.
From nowhere.
No.
Okay, this is a long time of studying
God.
the most beautiful mermaid pictures that you can find.
I mean,
None of them are bad pictures of mermaids.
It makes sense. He's from the Splash era.
Yes,
you know,
maybe.
the Tom Hanks, Daryl
Yes.
Hannah situation. I could see it.
By the way, what's his name? I think he's dead, right? John Candy?
Yes.
That was the brother of Tom Hanks in that movie.
In Splash?
In Splash. Yeah.
God,
He was the fat guy who, after the
that was
mermaid was
typically-
discovered and all the news were outside, and he came in with his glasses and he said, "If it ain't Penthouse, I'm not talking." That was his famous line in there.
God,
Yeah.
John Candy was always the fat comedic relief.
Yes.
And my God, he played that role so well. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Did you like, what was the movie when Tom Hanks turns into a kid?
Oh, Big.
Is that one of your favorites?
Oh, every time I see a machine of Zoltar,
Yeah, you think of that.
I stop at it.
Right.
I do.
Years ago at not Saks Avenue, at FAO Schwartz.
Yes.
The toy store on Fifth Avenue, they had that piano. And you used to be able to jump on it.
And they don't anymore?
Well, FAO Schwartz closed.
Oh,
but when
right.
it was open, they really had that piano in there.
That would have been, but then everybody tries to recreate the scene,
yeah.
and then there's
Dun,
a line
dun,
of
dun,
people
dun, dun,
trying
dun,
to
dun.
get a picture.
Yeah, all right. Host chat.
Host chat.
Host chat.
Schmooze, as we
Schmoozing,
call it in
as we-
the.
right. All right, well, there
in
was
the
some
show.
sad news out in California. And it's almost like numbing in a way.
Yeah.
Oh, another shooting.
Right.
Oh,
Totally.
13 people unnecessarily got killed.
Yeah.
Young people unnecessarily got killed. And you almost become numb to it. You wake up every morning, oh, there was another shooting. A retired Marine who apparently was suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. We've had veterans on our show also who suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder. Shows what the military does with people who, there's a lot of emotional, psychological issues returning from war.
Yeah.
And nobody does anything about it. And then we've had veterans on who got deported.
Yep.
Right? We've had at least 2 veterans on who got deported.
We have.
Apparently this man came back from Afghanistan and was suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. And he took a smoke bomb and a handgun, and he put a hood over himself, and he was dressed all in black, and he opened fire at a college bar. 21-year-old kids, 22. It was Wednesday night at the college bar, and on Wednesday night they actually let kids under 21 in. So there were 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds. 13 people were dead, including the shooter.
Right.
Nobody knows why he did it. I would believe he was just unstable. Just unstable.
Absolutely.
He was identified as David Long, a 28-year-old Marine veteran who authorities said had an episode of erratic behavior last spring that was thought to be a post-traumatic stress disorder. Screaming in fear, patrons rushed for the exits, dived under tables, shouted, "Get down!" and used bar stools to smash second-floor windows and jump to safety as gunfire is flying everywhere. He came in with smoke bombs so nobody can see where to go. So nobody knows where the gunshots are coming from.
Right.
The dead included 12 people plus a police officer. So much for guarding, Donald Trump's idea of everyone should have a guard.
Right.
Okay? That doesn't mean because there's a man with a guard or there's a police officer
They're safe.
that you're going to be safe.
Exactly.
Okay?
Absolutely.
It's as likely for the police officer or the guard to be shot as it is for them. It's 50-50.
Exactly. Exactly.
It was the deadliest mass shooting in the United States since 17 students and teachers were killed in Parkland, Florida.
Yeah.
Which seems like yesterday, maybe a year ago.
Less.
Less than a year ago.
Yeah, it was Valentine's Day
9
this
months
year.
ago.
Yeah.
It also came 2 weeks after a gunman massacred 11 people at a synagogue
Right.
in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Donald Trump did not say, we got to do something about this violence.
Of course not.
Donald Trump didn't say, we got to get guns out of the hands of people who are emotionally unstable.
No.
Donald Trump didn't say, we have to be able as a society to live peacefully with each other. And this is what I'm going to do.
No.
He didn't say any of that.
No.
He said, I'm praising the police for their bravery. That was his statement. God bless all the victims and the families of the victims. And you know what? He's going to say it again in 2 months or 3 months. It's going to happen again. It may even happen sooner.
Yeah.
It may even happen sooner. The first shot, by the way, who was killed was the security guard outside the bar.
Right.
And then he came in and started shooting on everybody.
I mean,
one of the victims was the niece of the Real host and sister star Tamara Mowry Housley,
yeah.
who had previously asked for details on Twitter from her niece's suite mate.
Yeah.
This happened in Thousand Oaks, California, which is an upscale neighborhood.
Yes, it is.
So these things could happen anywhere.
Yeah.
Could happen anywhere. I tried to get as many people to cover as I could, said one of the patrons.
Oh my God.
There was an exit right next to me, so I went through that. That exit leads to a patio where people smoke. People out there didn't even know what was going on. There's a fence right over there, so I said, everyone get over the fence as quickly as you can, and I followed them over. They at least got to safety.
Wow. I think that those kinds of stories are what drive this kind of thing home, because we all go out and we're all in these same kind of establishments, and just to think what you would do. I saw that some of the people were saying that they thought it was firecrackers going off at first. It must be such a surreal.
You don't know.
And it's terrifying that it could really happen everywhere.
Is. Well, here's some good news. Appeals Court in California, the Ninth Circuit, which is actually the most liberal of all the courts.
Yeah.
They ruled in favor of the DACA program. Donald Trump tried to shut the DACA program down, and the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit struck down Donald Trump's executive order ending DACA. It will eventually go up to the Supreme Court of the United States of America.
Right.
But at this moment, DACA is alive and well. People who have DACA will be able to renew it.
Thank God.
When it goes to the Supreme Court, we don't know what is going to happen. However, what has happened on the Supreme Court today is one of the more liberal judges, Judge Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yeah.
She's 85 years old, still is a Supreme Court judge, which is a very hard job.
Yes.
It's not like you show up for an hour or two. I mean, it is a grueling job.
Yeah,
85 years old, and she fell at the Supreme Court. And when you reach that age, you fall.
Right.
That's what happens. And she broke 3 ribs. Donald Trump is waiting for her to hopefully not go, but retire.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
She is trying to hold on for 2 more years, at least to 2020, and hopefully a Democrat wins.
Yeah.
That's what she's trying to do. But, you know, liberals are very jittery now that this may end her career. People on Twitter are saying, I'll give you my rib. Please come back.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So far, Donald Trump hasn't said one word.
No.
Not one word about Ruth Bader Ginsburg, but she is now in the hospital. And, you know, a broken rib at that age could be even something more serious.
Absolutely. You could punch her lung. It's really serious.
Yeah. Now, the last time Trump said anything about Ruth Bader Ginsburg was in 2016 when he said, her mind is shot and she should resign.
Are you kidding me?
Yes. She was appointed by Bill Clinton in 1993. She's the oldest justice. She said she's going to stay as long as she is healthy. Earlier this year, Anthony Kennedy, 81, retired.
Right.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg is 85.
Hold on, RBG.
In something that we would call not a coincidence.
Yeah.
The Pentagon is no longer calling the 15,000 troops on the border protecting us from the caravan from 1,000 miles away, who are going to come and kill us all.
Right.
Operation Faithful Patriot.
They're not.
Which sounded like we were going to war against the women and children of the caravan.
Right.
Instead, they're calling it, we're supporting the border. But it's amazing they changed the name right after the election. It was so politically motivated. Now watch, all of a sudden, some of the troops go home.
Absolutely.
Okay, and the caravan hasn't even reached.
Absolutely.
And what's even more ironic is that you see the shooting in California. 13 people dead.
Yeah.
You see the shooting 2 weeks earlier at the synagogue, 11 people dead.
Yeah.
24 people dead from having guns on our street in mentally unstable people in a 2-week period.
Yep.
I will guarantee you, and should God strike me down with lightning if I am wrong, that there is nobody in that caravan or in the aggregate that's going to come and kill 24 people in the next 2 weeks.
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right.
So where our enemies are not our enemies.
No.
Our enemies are right here.
Yes.
But Donald Trump doesn't do anything about it. He doesn't want you to know who your enemy is. He doesn't want you to know what the problems of America are, because if he tells you what the problems of America are, he's no longer in power.
Exactly.
He's not the president. He's not making money as the president.
Exactly.
So he doesn't care about your problems. He doesn't care about your safety. He cares about maintaining power.
Yep.
So by maintaining power, he's going to make somebody else the enemy. That has no effect on our lives whatsoever.
Yep.
Just to stay in power. Because had he said, ladies and gentlemen, the real problem with America is that we have very bad political discourse. Ladies and gentlemen, the real problem with America is that I am allowing fringe hate groups to become part of mainstream.
Yep.
People, the problem with America is there's too many guns in the hands of too many unstable people. Because if he said that, he wouldn't be the president. And he certainly would not have kept the Senate. And there would have been a lot more Democrats voted in. But that's what the problem with America is. Not a caravan of 1,000 people trying to apply for asylum, escaping violence, mostly women and children.
Absolutely. He's also hasn't... Why is it
so angry?
Oh my God. Yeah. He also has not tweeted about the migrant caravan since the election. I don't think he's mentioned the words caravan since...
Well, no, he mentioned it at Jim Acosta.
Right.
Because Jim Acosta was... I have that card here, actually. Jim Acosta, who is the CNN... Where is this card? Was the CNN... here, right? White House reporter. Here, I got it now.
Okay.
He had a fight with Donald Trump.
Right.
He said, and I don't know if we have the quote here. Okay, let's watch the video first. Or maybe we won't watch the video. But What Jim Acosta said was that Donald, or Mr. President, he wasn't rude, Mr. President, why are you calling a caravan of women and children that are more than 1,000 miles away who are coming to our border to go appear before an immigration officer, who are not climbing over walls, running across the border, and applying for asylum because they fear for their life? Why are you calling that an invasion?
Yep.
And Donald Trump retorted, because I believe it's an invasion. Well, let's watch now.
Folks,
that's enough.
Pardon me, ma'am. Mr. President,
that's enough.
Mr. President, I had one of the...
Put down the mic.
Mr. President, are you worried about indictments coming down in this investigation?
Well, that was a little bit after.
Right, yeah.
Okay, that was a little
when
bit
it got
after.
heated.
Right, and Trump said, you're a rude, terrible person, and you shouldn't be working at CNN. So since then, he got his credentials taken away.
Right.
But at least he was asking the right question.
Absolutely.
Which is why Trump was mad in the first place.
Defensive, absolutely.
Right.
Exactly.
Right, Mr. President, why are we calling our most ruthless enemy a bunch of women and children who are coming from thousands of miles away, who haven't even reached Mexico yet?
Absolutely.
Why are we calling these people the people who are our biggest enemies that we have to fear, when we're having shootings on a daily basis?
Absolutely. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. All right, so here's some good news, though.
Oh, I like good news.
All right, because we got to end on some good news.
I'm ready.
All right. There's a guy by the name of John Chan. He came from Cambodia in 1979. He owns a donut shop somewhere out in California.
Okay.
His wife, Stella, is sick.
Oh.
But he has to sell all his donuts in order to pay for her medical condition.
Right.
And he's not able to spend time with her because he's at the donut shop all day.
He's got to sell his donuts.
So his customers found out about this. So every day they line up now, early in the morning. They buy out all his donuts. So he has the money to pay for the medical treatment for his wife, and he has the time to go be by her side. Customers found us all out because Stella, the wife, used to be a big presence behind the counter, and they were shocked to discover that she suffered a brain aneurysm. She's alive, but is weak and in rehab, and John rushes home every day to be with her as soon as the shop sells out of donuts.
Wow.
So the shop's customers spread the word in newsletters, word of mouth, social media, and now they have people buying all the donuts by 4:30 in the morning.
Oh my God.
So that's some good news.
That's restoring my faith in humanity a little bit.
And here's some more faith in humanity.
Okay.
Okay. The Spice Girls are getting back together. They announced their first tour for a decade, 6 in a UK stadium. Melody Brown, Emma Bunton, Jerry Horner, and Melanie Chisholm revealed details of the reunion. I think Melanie is scary.
Mel B is
Mel
Scary
B is
Spice.
scary, right? Who's Emma? Emma's the blonde.
Emma is Baby Spice.
Right, she's the blonde, right? Jerry is...
Ginger.
Ginger
Spice.
And Melanie Chisholm?
Mel C is Sporty Spice.
Sporty Spice.
Yes.
Okay,
We just don't have Posh Spice.
Right, we don't have Posh because
Yeah.
Posh is too posh, married to David Beckham now.
I'm too busy being married to the most gorgeous man in the
The press
world.
release said Victoria, who runs a multi-million-pound fashion label,
She
would
does.
not join the girls on the tour due to business commitments. Basically, she makes more money not being with the Spice Girls than being with the Spice Girls.
100%.
So,
And I will say her clothes are great.
yeah, so in a statement, she said, being in the Spice Girls was a hugely important part of my life, and I wish my girls so much love and fun as they go back on tour. I know they will put on an amazing show, and the fantastic fans, past and present, are going to have a wonderful time. So, icon Adele posted a picture of herself when she was little, surrounded by the Spice Girls posters, and it strongly resembles our own Belgium Kim's bedroom at the same time. Let's see.
That's true.
Let's see.
True.
Who is this?
This is Adele.
That's Adele.
That's Adele.
Okay, with the Spice Girls.
With the Spice Girls. My bedroom looks exactly like
where's
that.
Belgium? Do we have a picture of...
We don't have a picture. I don't have a picture of my bedroom
picture.
when I'm little.
I thought we had a picture.
Only Adele has a picture of her bedroom when she's
Oh,
little.
I thought you had a picture. We were going
I don't.
to...
No, I'm just saying that's exactly what my walls look like. Plastered in Spice Girl stuff.
And here's a good idea for
love
me.
Yeah.
A Dutch man who's 69 years old has sued to change his age to 49 so he can pick up girls on Tinder. Yes. So I said, that's a good thing. I mean, I could change. I'm 50. I should change my age to 30.
Right.
Right? Because I can pass for 30.
What?
He says he can pass for 49.
Yeah,
If he can pass for 49, then I can
No.
pass for 22.
Do you know what he got wrong, Brad?
What?
He should have just put Zaddy in his Tinder
Yes,
bio.
right.
That's a Zaddy. Look at him.
Yeah, he's a handsome guy.
He's
though.
a handsome man.
Yeah. So he goes, when I'm
Zaddy.
69, I am limited. This is where he says, if I'm 49, then I can buy a new house, drive a different car. I can take up more work. When I'm Tinder and I say I'm 69, I just don't get any answers. But if I tell them I'm 49, I'm a big stud.
But
Everybody lies about their age on Tinder.
do they?
A lot of the women do. Not that I
man.
would know.
I should hypothetically, your friends
yeah.
tell you.
That's what my friends tell me. So this is happening in, and it's a big thing in the Netherlands right now.
Yeah.
And they're coming down with a huge legal decision very soon
That's
on whether or not he can change his age to 49. Question that I have for him is, what happens to those 20 years? Which 20 years are you taking off? Are you taking off that, birth to 20 and then you had no childhood?
right. What about your parents, man?
Right. I mean, or are you taking off 20 to 40 and that means you never graduated from a university? what 20 years are you taking off of your life,
I would say the ones he's taking off are 39 to 59.
So the last 20 years just never happened.
It just didn't happen.
Yes. And by the way, if he turns 49, then he's got at least another 40 years of left of life. I mean,
Right.
so he'll live a lot longer.
Oh my God.
Right? I mean,
He's
pretty
cracked the
smart.
code.
Pretty smart. I should go back and sue to be 14. I would like to live at least another 60 years.
Brad, I'm going to go way out on a limb here. I'm
Yeah.
no scientist or
Yeah.
mathematician, but I don't think this is how math works.
I think it does.
I think this is not the way math works.
I think it does.
No.
I sadly disagree with you.
Okay. Godspeed.
All right. What else is here? What is this?
What is this?
The awkward dad moment at a midterms party is going viral for the funniest reasons.
Yeah.
There are few things worse and more uncomfortable than seeing a creepy guy trying to chat up to women.
Yeah, that is
I've been
creepy.
told by that.
What do you mean?
Not that I'm
Friends of
creepy.
yours again?
Yes. That's exactly what Twitter thought they had seen taking place at the midterm election party for Texas Republican Congressman-elect Dan Crenshaw. During a local TV broadcast, a viewer picked up on a moment between a young woman and an older man in a red tie.
Ooh.
We have a clip. Let's see. Okay. The clip sees the woman react with shock at something he said, prompting her and another woman to quickly make their exit.
Right.
At the time of writing here's the video. Let's see.
Okay.
Okay, he says something.
Right.
Creepy guy says something.
She is not
and
about that.
And she gave him some attitude.
Goodbye.
Yes. At the time of the writing, the video had been viewed more than 16 million times. But no one could figure out what he said, although that didn't stop Twitter from taking a guess. So, for example, Haunted 000 Horse said, I read this guy's lips. He said, Phantom Menace was the best of all the Star Wars movies. And then, excuse me,
Proper
and then she said, no, it's not, and walked away.
Proper reaction.
Yes. And Horser version 9, he wrote, Freddie Mercury dies at the end of the movie. And that was for Bohemian Rhapsody. She goes, no, he didn't.
Wow.
And Sheena Leon wrote, it's Erection Day and you have my vote.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
All right. Ultimately, they solved the mystery.
Oh.
And it was Ellie Delgado and her father. And Ellie tweeted, LOL, hi, it's just my dad talking about a woman he wants to date. That sounds like that sounds like me and my daughter.
Really?
Yeah, because when last year,
Yeah.
over Christmas, we went to Europe.
Yeah, that's right.
Right, and remember I was in Paris for New Year's with my daughter.
Yes.
So she's like 16, 17. She can pass for like 20, 21. So we went to like a dinner club.
Uh-huh.
That turns into a nightclub. They have dinner and then,
nice.
very, for New Year's.
Right.
And I walk in with her.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, what's wrong with this creepy guy? This old guy with this like 18-year-old girl. You're such a creep. And then I had to explain to everybody, it's my daughter.
You should start wearing a shirt that says, it's my
daughter. Yes.
You never know in this day and age. You never
And finally, another week goes by. And another person falls through the ceilings of a Waffle House.
What?
It seems to be a recurring theme.
A Waffle House sounds
yes.
accurate.
So now, last week we had a naked woman, if you remember, fell through. If you watch every day,
Right.
fell through the through the roof of a Waffle House.
Of a cookout.
The cookout.
Of a cookout.
In Tennessee. Well, yesterday,
Yeah.
police in Alabama say a man not wearing any pants. Okay. What is going on in these restaurants?
Clothe yourselves.
Yeah. Why are they in the roof without clothes?
Why?
What is going on? Is this like the Mile High Club up there? What's going on?
It's not even like, why are you on the roof
So,
or why
yeah.
are you naked? Why are you on the roof naked?
Exactly. So police in Alabama say a man not wearing any pants fell through the roof of a Waffle House during a botched burglary, and fought patrons before fleeing. But why is he robbing the place with no pants? What kind of robber robs a place with no pants?
Did he show up without pants or did he remove his pants at some point?
Well, apparently.
Yeah.
Okay. He went into the bathroom, and he took his pants off in order to lock the door. I don't know why. Leaving the dining area, and I guess he was stealing the money. Then he would lock the door with his pants.
Yeah.
And then run out, and nobody would think that he's still in the bathroom. That something like that.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Yeah, and finally, for all the what do they call it? The 420s.
Yeah.
420.
With the stoners?
The stoners, the 420s.
Yeah, I get.
Yes,
You could
weed
call
stocks flying high, and I mean flying high. Since Jeff Sessions resigned yesterday, he was very anti-cannabis, and apparently now the new U.S. attorney is not going to be concentrating on going after anybody who's smoking or has weed. So from the federal government, these cannabis stocks flying high now because Jeff Sessions is no longer. You like it? Flying high?
You're very punny today, aren't you,
I
Brad?
am. Yes. So it was a 9%.
Whoa.
9% growth in that stock. All right. Yes. It's now 9% more potent than it was yesterday. All right, we got to get to immigration questions. Yes.
That was the best birthday
Oh,
present.
we got to do the machine.
We got to do the machine.
Let's do it fast. So yesterday,
Yeah.
before we get to our immigration questions, while Kim is bending over, there we go. Yesterday, I said we would do the machine today.
You did.
Okay, so what happened was on Tuesday we reached 800 shares.
Yeah.
Okay, and for 800 shares, I said I was going to pull out of the machine the name of one person who made 2 comments on Tuesday's show, whether on Facebook or YouTube.
Right.
They're going to get a $200 value in a consultation with me absolutely for free.
Right.
So we're going to have a personal one-on-one consultation. I charge $200 for that consultation. I'm going to do it for free. All because you guys shared, right?
Absolutely. You guys earned it.
So I got to
That's what happens when you earn it. Now it's real.
Now it's real.
God, I love you in that hat, Brad. I really do. It's
Everybody looks good in this hat.
You know what your name would be in that hat?
Zadie.
Zaddy. First of all, it's Zaddy. But that's a qualifier.
Yeah.
I think it would be Nico Suave.
I'm not Nico Suave.
If you change your name.
Yeah, no, I'm Uncle Braddy.
You're Uncle Brad. Oh.
Uncle Braddy, as Lisa Blink Rose likes to say.
She does.
Yes.
She does.
All right. So we are turning the machine.
That's right. That's right.
Right.
That's right.
This has started the Industrial Revolution. This machine. If it wasn't for this machine, we'd all be on a farm still.
Thank God.
All right, Belgium Kim. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Whoops. I'm gonna let you. Whoops.
You're gonna let me draw?
I'm gonna let you draw. This one fell. Let's put this one back in.
Put it back in.
All right. And I'm gonna let you pull.
Okay.
There goes your hand.
There goes my hand.
All right.
There goes my whole body.
Give me it. Give me it. Give me it.
There. I didn't look. What do we got? Tell me.
And the winner
The winner.
for the free
You're terrible.
consultation is. Can we see it? Abram Hines.
Woo!
All right, congratulations, Abram Hines.
Well done.
You are the winner of a free consultation. Slide into Belgium Kim's DM, and you will get in contact with me to have the consultation. All right, let's take our industrial size machine away. The carnival hat goes away.
It goes in my special place on the floor.
And We got to answer immigration questions, and something we call, you got a question, I got an answer. Call with your immigration questions right now, 1-800-529-5465. We have 3 people on hold.
Woo.
Let's go. Let's see. I got this all set up there.
Okay.
Don in Novato, California, waiting for a while. Don.
Yeah, hi, Brett.
Hey, what's up?
Looking good.
Thank
Lost
you.
weight?
I did. Thank you very much. Wow, people
Yes.
really notice. Yeah, I've lost about 8 pounds in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, it really shows.
Yes,
Really shows.
8 pounds in
my
3 weeks.
God.
Thank you very much.
Wow, starting off with a compliment will get
Yes,
you far.
I should not have had the M&Ms today in the social media room.
Or complain. Do you still want the Skittles?
I do not.
No.
All right, okay, so what's going on?
Yeah, Don, I just got a DUI case, and I got a misdemeanor first offense.
Okay.
If I travel to Fiji and come back, will they stop me and put me in deportation? or
What do you mean a DUI? What was it?
a DUI?
A DUI. Okay.
Misdemeanor, yeah,
Misdemeanor.
first offense.
A first offense DUI is generally not an inadmissible offense. It's not a deportable offense. DWI is a deportable offense. DUI is not. What state was this in?
Okay.
What state was this in?
Marin County, California.
Okay. I don't know how the penal code is written in California. Just because it's titled DUI doesn't mean it is a DUI. Because sometimes, penal codes would title it DUI, and then they're saying driving while intoxicated, and that would be and then you have a problem. So if it's driving under the influence, and that's how the statute reads, you're okay.
Right.
If the statute reads driving while intoxicated, then you have a problem. So just make sure you go through the statute. If not, have a consultation with me. So DUI is okay, DWI is not. That's the quick answer.
Okay.
All right. So I would
Right.
say,
Thank you so much, Brett.
I would say generally, enjoy Fiji. If you want to be 100% certain, have a consultation with me.
All right. Thank you so much, Brett.
And no, thank you for noticing my weight loss. I appreciate it. Right? People notice stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've been eating a lot of fish.
Oh, that's the answer.
And I've been eating very healthy. Extraordinarily healthy.
Other than the handful of M&Ms as well?
Other than the handful of M&Ms, I'm organic,
Ooh,
fish,
that is good.
no sauces,
Oh my God.
staying away from bread.
Oh, no, you lost me on that one.
Yeah.
I need carbs.
Yeah.
I need carbs and I need
But you know what happens? After you stop it, you
Yeah.
don't crave it.
But after like how long?
I've been 3.5 weeks now.
With no bread?
No.
You're better than me, Brad. Maybe that's what I'll do for my 28th birthday.
Jill, can you get me that grilled cheese, please? Quick. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's go to Jonathan in Burlington, Vermont. Jonathan.
Hey guys.
Hey, what's
How you
happening?
doing?
How you doing?
Not much.
Are you Jonathan?
Macon.
What?
Macon. Jonathan has to go to the grocery store. I'm
Ah,
actually his partner.
I got it. I got it. Okay. So what's going on?
Got it?
Got it.
So, 5 years ago, I was married to a girl because I was afraid to coming out. And we got divorced, and I came out to her, and I told her that I was gay and I wanted to have a different life in my life. And I was married to her, and I had a green card.
Okay.
She turned around and called immigration on me and said that I only got married because of immigration status.
Well, that's too late. They don't really pay attention to that fact at that point because
So-
those are that becomes sour grapes by a spurned lover or husband, wife, or whatever it was.
So they put me on deportation.
Did they really?
Yes.
Wow. Wow, that's very surprising.
Even though I'm married with Jonathan for 5 years, they still took her word for it.
Okay.
I was wondering what is the chances that I have to turn this around.
You proved the first marriage was bona fide. That woman has to come on the stand and testify. Because other than that, in a deportation hearing, it's word of mouth. It's secondhand conversation. So they can't deport you or prove that you entered into a business marriage. They have to prove it, and they can't prove it saying I have a letter from somebody. You have a right to cross-examine that person. It's called hearsay. Okay, you can't.
What they're telling me is that they have an anonymous call, and Jonathan
they could have all the anonymous calls they want. Okay, when you have a good attorney cannot cross-examine an anonymous call. Okay, so the judge cannot use an anonymous call as evidence that it is more probable than not that you entered into a business marriage. If you have proof that it was a real marriage, and you have proof that you and Jonathan are in a real marriage, that's all that matters. And let me say this. There are people who come out. There are people who then change their mind. There are people who are bisexual. There's all sorts of different reasons why you were with a woman and now you're with a man. Okay?
Yeah, the bottom line is that she absolutely destroyed my life because for 5 years now, I can't work.
Where is your deportation hearing?
In Boston.
Okay, have you been ordered deported or this is ongoing?
It's ongoing. I have another hearing next year.
Okay, then what I would suggest you do right now, okay, is literally stay on hold. And what I would like you to do is hire me. Let me get the records. Let me review everything that happened. Let me see what their evidence that they really have. And then we'll put a plan together, okay? So hold on one second.
Okay.
Hold on. Let's go to Karen in Orlando, Florida. Karen. Karen.
Hello?
How are you?
I'm good, Brad. How are you?
Good. What's going on?
Okay. I have a friend, his son was accused of
You have a friend who
shooting after someone.
Wait.
Shooting after someone.
You
Okay.
have a friend who was shooting?
Yeah, his son.
Your friend shot his son?
No, I have a friend, his son was shooting after someone. So they accuse him.
Okay,
right?
Right. The son shot somebody.
No, he didn't shot no one.
He just shot a gun off. He was accused of shooting
shooting
somebody, and you're saying he was not the shooter.
No.
He was not the shooter. Somebody else was the shooter.
But they locked him up. He spent like about 2-3 weeks in jail. He get banned, he go to court, and he wasn't charged. The case thrown out. Can he travel to Jamaica?
I would like to see those dispositions, but assuming the case was dismissed and he has no other arrests or convictions, the answer would be yes.
Yeah, he has no other else.
A lot of times people say cases are thrown out, and it's not necessarily the case, and this is a very serious offense. So let me see the disposition before I say it's okay. But generally, yes, if the case was dismissed, he can travel.
Yeah, the case was dismissed over here now.
Okay, then he can travel. I don't need to see anything. You're 100% certain.
Okay.
That's perfect.
Okay. I have a next question now.
What?
I got my green card in 2015. How long can I go ahead and put in my citizenship?
How'd you get your green card?
In 2015.
How?
I'm married to my husband.
To a U.S. citizen?
Yeah, to a U.S. citizen.
You still live with him? You're married to
Yeah.
him? You live with him? You do your taxes together, bank accounts, bills, everything?
Yeah, still live together.
All right. You can file now.
But my question
File
is,
now.
My question,
It's 3 years. File now.
My question is, when I put in my status to get my green card, they deny me, saying my marriage was not illegal.
Well, that's a different story. You're not a permanent resident for 3 years.
No, listen, you don't. No, I get my green card. That's what I'm telling you. But when I do, they accuse me. They said my marriage was not.
Karen, we can go on forever. Hold on. You need a consultation. Too much stuff going on. Let's go to Mary in Miami, Florida. Mary.
Yes, hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good, and you? I'm in Miami, like you said.
Right.
I would like to know if I'm in CPS, what is the way I can get a green card without getting married?
Well, you know, there's family sponsorship, there is employment sponsorship, investment sponsorship, abuse. victim of a crime. You're asking me how do you get a green card? There's like a lot of different ways. So, you know, the
Yes.
how do you get a green card questions definitely need a consultation. All right, I just went through the major ones though. Okay, so hold on one second. Let's go to Vargo in Silver Spring.
Yes.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm calling from Silver Spring.
Yep.
Yeah, I won the lottery, the green card from Ghana.
Uh-huh.
And I went for interview in Liberia. I have a 10 years green card. Well, I've been here like 3 years now.
Right.
3 years and some months.
Right.
Yes. But yeah, I'm a nurse assistant. I work in a nursing home. But I've been hearing that my coworker is saying that I will be deported.
Why?
So I don't know.
Why is your coworker? You doesn't sound like you did anything wrong. You have a green card. You're working in a hospital for 3 years, and your coworker walks over to you and says, "Hey, you're getting deported," and now you're a nervous wreck.
Yeah, she said.
Why?
Because one day when I started working, when I knew it, she told me that I'm smelly, I'm stink. So I told her, I'm stink. I said, but you're not happy because you say I'm stink. I have a husband, but you don't have a husband.
You have sick.
So that's that. Because of that, she said I'm smelling, I'm stink in the nursing home. So I took a complaint to the DON, but they didn't do anything about it because she has been working there for so many years.
All right. Nobody's. All right. One second. Stop. This is at least one crazy person having a fight at work.
Mhm.
Okay, calling you stinky, and I don't know. I'm not there. Okay, but it has nothing to do with immigration. You can't get deported for having body odor. Okay, you're having a fight with another employee at your job. She cannot deport you. The government can't deport you. But you got to deal with it internally. But it's not something I can help you with.
Mr. Frank?
What?
Yes, she reported me to immigration because she hasn't seen.
What did she report you? Hello, ICE? This woman hasn't showered in a week. Come get her. What is she possibly saying?
Everywhere I go, they are following me. Everywhere I go, they are following me.
No, nobody's following you. Okay, you are paranoid. You're paranoid. Nobody's coming to get you. Don't be paranoid. Okay? All right. She needs Dr. Phil, not Dr. Brad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need some workplace mediation to go on in there.
Yes. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
What a bunch of callers today.
Woo! We are going through.
We had a wide swath, saying it nicely, of callers.
Our people are going through it today, Brad. They're going through it.
Going through it today.
Woo.
All right, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got on social media. Check it.
I don't know. I can't promise you anything different. I just read them, Brad.
You just read them as they come in.
I just read them as they come. Yeah. Our first question is from Tracy on Instagram. Tracy's smart. She followed us on Instagram. She said, I've been married for 7 years and my husband wants a divorce. Is there anything that I can do without him in terms of being filed for?
Well, he hasn't filed for you in 7 years. If you're basing it based on a marriage, he has to file for you. You can't put a gun to the guy's head. So when you're in a marriage, that's kind of like either you're married, but he's not helping you or she's not helping you, or we hear situations where you're married and then the spouse flew the coop and nobody knows where the spouse is. In all these situations, everybody has the same three options. Find the spouse or get back together with your spouse or go to counseling and get back on the same page and fall in love again and the spouse files for you. Work it out. Second option is abuse. You're either physically abused, and hopefully not, or extreme emotional abuse, hopefully not. But if those are one of two or both are happening, you can file on your own. And if you can't work it out with your spouse or you can't find your spouse and there's no abuse, then you got to get divorced and find another way.
Papa Miami on
Papa Miami
on Instagram says, I took my interview for the N400 citizenship in August. They have yet to call me for my oath ceremony. Should I be worried?
I would wait 90 days and then be worried.
Okay.
So we're not there yet.
Reserve
worriedness for about another 30 days.
Right.
Yes.
We've got a question from Petty who said, my husband's about to file for my daughter and my son, and I'm just looking for legal advice. My husband's a U.S. citizen. He came to the U.S. when he was 2 years old. 16 months ago, my kids were born. They are from New Zealand, from my first marriage. So what she's really asking is, can husband file for the children from a different marriage?
How old
They
are the
are
children?
now 17 and 15.
As long as the marriage happened before 18, absolutely. He's the stepfather.
Vanessa said, I've been married for about a year and a half, and my husband is in the process of getting his citizenship. I came here without inspection, and I filed the Form I-131. I've got 2 kids. Do I still need to file for a P waiver to go back home?
A P waiver?
A provisional waiver. Yeah.
What was her status? Tell me again.
She came without inspection. Her husband is a U.S. citizen or is in the process of naturalizing, and they've already filed the I-131.
Unless you're too... What's that? My head was out of the picture.
It's because you're too tall.
Let me do this.
Too short. Too short. Goodbye, Brad.
All right, so
you're so
silly sometimes, right?
So silly.
What was the question again now?
See?
I forgot.
Husband is naturalizing, and she's wondering, does she still need a provisional waiver?
Right. If you are not 245I and your husband is not military or former military, then the answer is yes.
You're so low with that chair.
But it doesn't look like it.
I know.
It would only look like it if we're together. If you do a together
maybe
shot.
In a 2-shot.
Look at that. Look how short I look.
I look like I'm
do
about
not
to
do that
eat
2-shot
you,
again.
Brad.
Take that 2-shot off.
Look like I'm about.
Don't ever do that again, Julian.
It will be a 2-camera show.
That's right. It'll be a
right
1-camera shot from now on for the rest of the show. Nobody knows this, but I have a Napoleon complex. I'm very tiny, but I need to be big.
Especially your chair is so low. Yvette said, now I feel like a giant. Yeah. Yvette said, what if the beneficiary of an approved I-130 entered illegally as a child or minor before April 30th of 2001? Does that beneficiary qualify to adjust her status, or is she going to need the 601A waiver?
The entry has to be before December 21st, 2000. Mm-hmm. And you had to be filed for and in the system before April 30th, 2001. That is what grandfathers you under 245I.
We've got another question from Sharon, who said, my daughter is married to a citizen. He unfortunately left her with 2 babies. Is there any way she can file for her green card?
Well, again, we have that same answer. Go find the man who left you with 2 babies with a terrible guy.
Yeah.
Okay. And figure out how to work things out with the 2 of you. Emotional or physical abuse, or get divorced and find another way.
We've got one from, so the name is in Arabic, so I have no idea how to read Arabic.
But it's an Arabic name.
It's an Arabic name. I'm sorry.
I don't know what his name would be.
No, you don't? You don't speak Arabic
I don't
either?
speak Arabic, no.
But we're going to answer your question anyway. So this is unfortunately a very sad story. My father was in the American Army, and he was Iraqi. I have 2 brothers who are in America, and they are both American. My father has unfortunately been shot down. What should I do? I'm 23 years old. I've got 2 brothers that are in Iraq, and then I've got 2 brothers in the U.S. and 3 brothers in Iraq.
What do you mean shot down?
I believe it seems like he
killed
died in combat. Yeah. We've been waiting for my father's inheritance to come through, and we're being harassed in Iraq because he was an Arab lawyer in America and he stole money, but we're in Iraq and my younger brothers are in America. How can we get to the U.S.?
Well, I have the answer for you.
Do you?
You need a consultation. I mean, how's he going to get to the United States? I don't know. I don't know the answer off the top of my head.
Yeah, and that's a major story that we're going to need to dig.
But, maybe the father filed for you at one point in time, and then that's what I'm hoping.
Right.
If the father was a U.S. citizen and he died, and you have an approved I-130, then the brother can take it over.
Right.
And then you can come. If the father never filed for you, why didn't he? What happened?
Right.
Okay, then we got to figure out some other way.
Could his U.S. citizen brothers help?
Yeah, but it's going to take 12, 15 years.
Right.
I hope we can find out a faster way than that.
Definitely.
Right.
Diana said, my friend's citizenship certificate was lost and she applied for a replacement. She took the receipt and then applied for a passport and she got just a 2-year. She wants to go back home for a visit. Can she travel with that passport?
A 2-year passport?
You know, I'm not sure if it just says she got only 2 years. So I
never
don't
heard
know.
of a 2-year passport.
Right, me neither.
Okay,
or
my kids who are under 18 get 5-year passports.
Right.
I, as an adult, get a 10-year passport.
Yeah.
I've never heard of a 2-year passport. I don't know what she has, but she doesn't have a passport.
No.
At least in my
extensive
knowledge, I've never heard of a 2-year passport.
Right. Gemini B said, hey, Brad, my husband and I did our green card interview on November 6th, so just a couple days ago, but we weren't told if we were approved. I was fingerprinted and my photos were taken from my photo album. The interview didn't go very well. What do you think that means?
It means that they don't believe it's a real marriage. They're going to either call you back for a Stokes or give you what's called a notice of intent to deny and ask you specific questions about your marriage. Depending on what jurisdiction you're in, they deal with it differently. So for example, in New York, you would get a Stokes where they would call you in, separate you, ask you 300 questions. Connecticut, they would give you a NOID, notice of intent to deny. You wouldn't get called in a second time.
Oh, wow.
But either way, they don't believe it's a real marriage.
Sharon Plummer said, is it true that if you were accused but were never charged of something, you could get deported?
No, unless it's for drug trafficking.
Just an accusation is enough for that?
If you are a past, present, or potentially future drug trafficker, and there's a preponderance of evidence that says that, regardless of whether you were ever convicted of a crime or not, deported. Now, remember, to be convicted of a crime, you got to prove beyond a reasonable doubt.
Mm-hmm.
But for drug trafficking, for immigration, preponderance of the evidence. So let's say, for example, you get arrested for drugs, whatever.
Yeah.
And 51% of the evidence says you're guilty. 49% of the evidence says you're not guilty.
Right.
Okay, I'm just making, there's no such thing as that, but just think about it mathematically.
Mm-hmm.
The government has not proven beyond a reasonable doubt that you are guilty of drug trafficking. Your case is dismissed. Take those same facts, they put you in deportation, you get deported. Because preponderance of the evidence is 51-49.
Gotcha.
That's the only time that ever happens.
Wow, yeah, that's a really fine line there. Arlene wants to know, hey Brad, I've got an I-751 pending and my son receives DACA. Can I file for him? He's now 26 years old, and if I do, about how long is that going to take?
You can file for him as a conditional resident. We had that question the other day.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to remove the conditions to file for your child. Do it now. It'll take 7 years, but it's better than doing nothing.
We're getting a lot of questions about DACA today. I'm assuming
Right,
because of the ruling.
right.
Yeah, so Med wants to know who actually qualifies for DACA.
If you were here prior to June 15th, 2007, you were under 16 at the time. You were under 31 on June 15th, 2012, and you were here continuously up until this day. And graduated high school or are in a GED program now.
Okay. John Cena.
And I haven't looked at that law in a while, but I believe I got all those dates right.
That's unbelievable, yeah.
Yeah.
See, this is why I question whether or not you actually have a photographic memory or some kind of like easy pull organizational system in your brain.
It's the easy pull organizational.
Like a memory palace, mind palace.
No, it's the easy pull system.
It's the easy pull system.
Yeah, I have it.
That's what you bought it. You invested.
I invested in it. I mean, it was a lot of money, but I had the easy pull system now.
But my God, how it's paid off.
Yes.
John Cena slid up in our comments. The WWE star. Do you know who John Cena is? He's like a big old WWE.
Yeah, but I don't
buff.
believe that is actually him.
Oh, him you don't believe. If I say someone is Pamela, you're like, Pamela Anderson is in our comments?
You think pro wrestlers in our comments?
I think it's as likely as Pamela Anderson being in our comments.
Is he saying something about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson?
No,
because if he said something about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson,
you would believe him?
I would believe him.
My bestie, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, has an immigration question.
Okay.
How long does an I-360 for a special juvenile immigrant take to be approved?
About 6 months.
Divorce said, hi, so I'm a permanent resident of the U.S. My girlfriend and I plan to get married soon, but I want to know if I can file for her just being a permanent resident, and if so, how long is that process?
It takes about 2.5 years, and the answer is yes, you can file for her. She may need a provisional waiver at the end, or maybe you'll become a citizen during the process.
So here's the follow-up to that. Her dad is currently in the process of filing for her, but obviously it's taking forever because she's over 21 and he's just a permanent resident.
Okay, now, if you get married to your permanent resident husband, that's the end of dad's sponsorship because he's only a permanent resident.
Right.
So once you marry, dad can't, that's the end. So let's say you get married, things don't work out with your husband, and you want to fall back on dad's case, you can't. Now you're back to zero. So you better make sure that this is going to work with the husband. The other thing is this, maybe dad's case is going to come through in about a year.
Right.
I don't know what the priority date is. So maybe you need a consultation so we can figure out how much further you got on dad's case versus if you get married.
We've got a Med Memo who's got a quick question. He says, I'd like to change my address with immigration, and I just had my green card, my 10-year green card a month ago. I'm online on the website for an AR-11, but I've got 2 questions. First, is this change of address for an application or petition currently in progress? And should I say yes or no if they ask me if I've always had my green card?
Yes, you've always had your green card. No, it's not about an application and process.
They're also asking for the mailing address has old and new. So after this section said mailing address, it also said in care of mailing. Do I just leave that blank? What exactly does that mean? I'm not familiar with that.
In care of means that if your name's not on the mailbox and you were living in Belgium Kim's house, you would say in care of Belgium Kim.
I can guarantee you.
Is he living in your home?
A Med Memo is not living
in your home? Okay.
Belgium Kim's house.
Okay.
Queen Bee said if you go to court for a divorce.
Yeah, can you imagine? A Med Memo, care of Belgium Kim, Brussels.
Brussels, Belgium.
One Waffle Street. One Waffle Street.
Down, right around the corner from
the beer garden, right.
Queen Bee said, if you go to the court for a divorce and you receive a letter, when can you get married again?
What do you mean you go to court and you receive a letter? You got divorced.
So I'm
assuming you got divorced. You can get, as soon as the judge signs the divorce decree and says you are divorced, you can get married the next day. Now, a lot of times in Jamaica, there is the, what do they call it? The divorce. There's 2 different, there's NISI and something else. There's something a judge says you're divorced, but it's not full and final till the second one.
Okay.
So you got to make sure, I forgot what they call it, divorce NISI and the final one, or maybe the NISI's the final one. I don't remember exactly. I know it when I see it. But the point is you got to make sure your divorce is final, and then you can get married.
Lynn Brown wants to know, I've been married for 4 years and I filed in January for the removal of my removal of conditions on my green card. What are the repercussions if I leave the marriage while the removal of conditions is in process? I'm asking for a friend.
If you leave the marriage, you would need to get a divorce. Because if you leave the marriage and don't get divorced, you will be denied. If you leave the marriage, get divorced, and you're able to prove that at some point in time between the time the friend got the green card and the filing, you and your spouse were living together, you're good. So you just got to prove that sometime in the past you lived together and you're divorced, and then you got no problem. You do it on your own. The spouse is out of the picture completely.
Donald Houghton
Yes.
says, Brad, do you need parent consent to get your child's passport?
Yes, unless you have full guardianship of them.
Shani said, would you be deported? I'm sorry, she asked that yesterday. Shani, tune back yesterday because we definitely asked her question. Kamal said, can TPS holder with advanced parole document go out of the U.S. and apply for an F1 visa from the U.S. Embassy abroad and then come back to the U.S. as an F1?
Yeah.
If the embassy does not consent to the F1, can that person still use the advanced parole to re-enter the U.S. despite the fact that they were just refused an F1 visa?
Why do they have advanced parole? And the answer is yes, you can, because the advanced parole is given by USCIS.
Right.
So the State Department cannot take it away. Okay, the F1 visa is given by the State Department at the embassy. My only question is, how do you have advanced parole?
Gotcha.
Wait, oh my gosh, I read this wrong.
What'd you read wrong?
I'm reading Evangelist Forrest.
Uh-huh.
Maybe I have the stock for the marijuana, you know, but in my head. But
Yeah.
Evangelist Forrest, I'm reading his comment. He goes, "Long time I don't come on high, everyone."
This is where comments matter.
Right, this is where comments matter. Exactly. You have to say, "Long time I don't come on, comma, hi everyone." Not long time I don't come on, hi everyone, right?
Me too, Evangelist. Me
Yeah,
too.
long time you haven't come on high either,
For a
right? I had to read it like 3 times, you know? I'm like, what
I
is
know.
he saying?
I saw you look at with a confused look over
I'm like,
there.
what is he saying? All right, one more question, then we got to move on.
We've got Marie who said, how long does it take for one to get a response when all the documents are submitted to USCIS when you file a VAWA? And are 5 affidavits too small a number to submit?
There's never too small a number, and there's never too big a number. So 5's better than 2. 10's better than 5. 50's better than 10.
Right.
It's almost a year and a half, 2 years now for VAWA applications.
Okay.
All right. So yesterday, no, it was 2 days ago, my apologies, I spoke with a woman by the name of Neha Mahajan. She hosts and produced Center Stage, a popular talk show that airs on TV Asia Network, which you can see on your cable providing network. You know, it's on Time Warner, Comcast, whatever.
Right.
So this Indian-born married mother of 2 is on the H-4 EAD program. She's on an H-4 visa, which is the spouse of a professional worker. She has a work permit. So that allows her to hold a job. Now, the Trump administration has announced that the H-4 EAD program is going to be canceled. Neha joined me to discuss what the cancellation of the work permit program would mean for her and many like her. Let's watch. Neha Mahajan was born in India and moved to the United States 10 years ago. She hosts and produced Center Stage, a successful and popular talk show on TV Asia that is mainly geared to an audience of Indian expats like herself. The married mother of 2 is on an H-4 visa. She has an employment document attached to her H-4 visa, and it allows her to work legally in the United States as the spouse of someone who is on an H-1B visa. The H-1B visa is the professional working visa. She has now found herself in a position of immigration as an immigration advocate since the Trump administration announced that the H-4 work permits are going to be canceled soon. Neha joins me today to discuss her immigration story, her career, and what the cancellation of the work permit through her H-4 visa would mean for her and many others like her. Welcome, Neha. How you doing? Thanks for coming on Bradshaw Live.
Hi, Brad. Thank you so much for having me over.
Tell me about your show. Where do we see it, and what do you talk about?
I am a host and producer for TV Asia's Center Stage. It's a talk show. It's a debate show. We talk about issues that are pertinent to the South Asian community here in the U.S. And it's not just geared at the expats, but also, people who left India or, Southeast Asia years ago and have settled here into the U.S., now call U.S. their home, and that community is now changing, right? So there's a dire need of good content that is reflective of these changes.
Where would I find TV Asia? Where do I find it?
On your cable network, just call them up.
Ah, wonderful. So it's a cable channel.
Yes, it's a cable channel.
And
it's the
tell me,
South Asian channel in the U.S.
Tell me some of the more interesting topics you've talked about recently.
Oh, LGBTQ.
Uh-huh.
That is something that gets shoved under the rug, irrespective. I mean, even with the mainstream America, you see that's not a topic most people are comfortable talking about, right? And think of it from a way conservative. South Asians are typically a little conservative. They don't want to talk about these issues so much. So yes, that's one. Domestic violence was another one. After my show on domestic violence, I actually got a few calls from real women who didn't know what to do, and I was instrumental in connecting them to the right kind of help.
How is domestic violence treated in India? I guess it's obviously a problem all over the world, including the United States.
There are cultural differences, whether you're in the US or in India, but human life is human life, and they both hold value, whether in India or in the US.
So, all right. So we have a clip of you on your show.
I think it was about the LGBTQ show. I think it's a promo from my show, yes.
All right, let's watch.
and we're talking about how inclusive is the South Asian diaspora when it comes to different sexual identities.
Honestly, one of the first questions was "Log kya kahenge," which is what will people say? This is not a choice. This is the way that you're born.
But Jesus actually never mentions same-gender relationships.
This is a homosexual disorder, which is not absolutely true.
So in essence, it's a talk show you moderate, right?
That's right.
When you pick a topic that's controversial, just like what we watch now, or domestic violence, what is the reaction that you get? Is it positive? Are people saying, why are you bringing these topics up?
People's jaws drop after watching my show. That's what happens. Because we churn the discussion in such a way that those topics are not typically brought about. I mean, you hear and read about certain things in the media in a certain way, but when you're sitting on a dining table and watching my show, this is not the topic that you would have ever heard of.
Right, and do they do a type of show like this in India, or are these shows that get very controversial don't really air?
You know, I do not watch a lot of television that gets played in India, but yes, I'm sure such shows are aired there too. TV Asia is watched in North America, across North America. It's not a channel that you would get subscription to in India, but my show is available on YouTube once it's aired on TV Asia's channel.
So tell me a little bit about your life before you came to the United States. Where were you living? What were you doing? I assume you were born in India, is that correct?
I was born in India.
Right.
I was born and raised in New Delhi. My lifestyle was pretty similar to what I have right now here. My husband's a software developer. We were in the UK before coming to the US. We didn't come here looking for a job.
Right.
My husband's employer found his skill sets valuable enough. So he was just moved from India operations to
I understand.
US operations, yes.
And they brought him here on an H-1B.
That's right.
What were the pros and cons of coming and not coming?
So the pros and cons were really more around what kind of job opportunities there are really for the two of us. One of the startling things were there weren't much information about the H-4 visa holders available online back then. It's 10 years ago. There was a lot of information available on what you could do on an H-1B visa, what the policies are like. But except for the USCIS's website, there wasn't much available on how the H-4 visa restricts a spouse of H-1B visa.
Yeah, all you can do up until 2015 when Obama changed the law, all you can do is just be here like a tourist.
Not every H-1B visa holder's spouse gets the work authorization.
Correct.
It's only when you are legally on the path approved by Department of Labor and USCIS.
Right. You have an you have an I-140 approved and you're on a waiting list. Absolutely.
Exactly.
And who are the people who are on a waiting list? It's basically Chinese and Indians and Filipinos.
There you go. You know, this whole hullabaloo around H-480, my question to everybody is, if I were born, my husband was brought here on the basis of his skills, right? He was not brought here because he was born in India. It was just natural for us to follow. That's what you do as a family. You know, you stay together. You don't stay in two different continents.
Right.
When he came here and we applied, and the husband's company applied for the green card and it got approved, it was only then that I got my H-480 in 2015. And it was not as if, overnight, Obama administration just decided to hand over the H-480.
And you've been here since what, the mid-2000s?
2008.
2008. So you were here 7 years without a job, staying at home,
That's
right? What did you do to keep yourself busy?
Became an activist.
Right? Activists don't get paid.
Right. Activists don't get paid. See, the whole problem is there's so much lack of information around this issue. People don't know.
So when you were an activist, tell me some of the things you did. I mean, you came here, you said, okay, I can't work, I can't do anything, my husband's at work.
I started talking about it. I started talking about the H-4 visa. People were not willing to understand what H-4 visa was. And they were like, oh, you speak good English and you have such good communication skills. How is it that you cannot get a job? And it was very hard for me to explain it to them that we came here legally and I cannot get a job.
Was there ever discussion about an intra-company transferee visa? Because then that would have given you a work permit right away.
These were the decisions that were made by the company.
Right, so you had
the employees are typically not involved, as you would know. The employees are typically not involved in these decisions.
Correct. It's either this is your visa, this is what you get.
Exactly.
Right, and maybe perhaps if the employees who were getting the visa were able to speak up and ask questions, maybe in retrospect should have got an intra-company transferee visa, you would have got a work permit right away rather than suffering for 7 years.
Absolutely, but that was probably not a choice given to us,
Right.
or offered to us, or for the lack of information.
I'll tell you why a lot of times they don't want to do the intra-company transferee visa, because then you wouldn't be tied. You wouldn't be tied to them as long as you are on an H-1B and a labor
That's right.
cert. Because if you
So-
got transferred as a manager or as an executive, you can immediately turn around and self-petition yourself for your green cards.
That's right.
Versus on the H-1B doing a labor certification, waiting for that to go pending, and then on a long waiting list because the L1 visa puts you in the EB1 category, and you're probably either EB2 or EB3. I don't know what you are, but so on a much longer waiting list. Right.
And it's so funny you're mentioning all of that. You're an immigration attorney. You understand what it is. I'm self-learned. I
Right.
understand that. But a lot of people do not know the lingo.
I will tell you this: my firm doesn't represent big companies, so we don't have no banks are on my sending me checks or anything like that, or computer companies. But what I get a lot, and hopefully some people can take some knowledge from this, is that after somebody gets offered a job and the company says, okay, our company lawyer is going to do your H-1B or your L visa or whatever visa you may be doing, they then have a consultation with me individually and say, this is what the company is doing. Is this the right visa for me? What questions should I be asking?
Right. So Brad, imagine someone sitting in India and the company applying for their visa or work authorization, because it's a painfully long procedure.
Right.
It doesn't happen overnight. And the employee has no say in it.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
It's very difficult for an employee to make that decision based on half-baked knowledge or have half-baked information. Right?
That's
so whatever
true.
you're saying is true for someone who's already living here.
Well, no, we do.
And it's easier.
We have people call us from all over the world. I mean, you just have to know to do it. And the problem is, and you didn't know to do it. Doesn't make you're very bright people. So it doesn't make you, not smart. You just didn't know to do it. You didn't know even this existed. That I should be going and asking, is this the right visa? Are there other options? The worst place in the world, by the way, which you already know, to go to for information, USCIS. Talk about half-baked information on a website. That's the
Right. The jargon is confusing.
Yeah. USCIS is saying, on behalf of Donald Trump, that they want to end the program of allowing people who are on a waiting list from India and China for green cards, who are H-1B visa holders, pending green cards, but for the visa waiting list. And now a lot of people who are watching right now say, what do you mean the visa waiting list? There's a lot of people who call my show all the time and say, my mother's sponsoring me. How long will I have to wait? It's 7-8 years. It's the same, perhaps even 7-8 years for people from India waiting.
It's actually right now, Cato Institute did a research earlier this year, and the projection is 150 years for a person of Indian origin with advanced degree.
150 years.
That's right.
Wow. I never saw that. But if that is the case, then you guys got to figure out another way to get a green card. That sounds quite absurd. So
it is absurd. I mean, imagine a century-long wait.
But the reality is, and I'm not doubting what you're saying, but I'm going to play devil's advocate with that number. Okay?
Sure.
They don't know how many people on the waiting list are going to give up, be denied.
Agreed.
Now every time you have a child and a spouse that they add to the waiting list. Because every time somebody gets fired, gives up, goes home. So it is an absolute guess. And the only thing that anyone could tell you for sure is this is the waiting time right now.
The USCIS, probably under pressure from activists like me and organizations like mine, they came up with the number of people actually stuck in the green card backlog. It's 336,000 plus people from India.
In total, it's about 2.5 million.
Right. And only primary applicants.
Okay, so you know what Donald Trump is saying through USCIS by taking your work permit away? You know what he's saying, really? He's saying Indians go home. That's what he's saying, because he's going to make it more difficult for you to live here, especially if it takes 150 years to get a green card.
Well, that's what's happening. You have to keep renewing your visa.
And your H-1B, right.
Exactly. Every 3 years until you really get the green card in hand, right? The green card application is 100% processed. You continuously keep doing that. And what's happening is I see a lot of people around me right now, even after having lived here 15 years with the approved green card petitions, their visa extensions are getting denied.
If in fact it's 150 years, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. What you should be doing is you should be going to your employer saying, we're going to move back and work, and I'm going to work remotely from London for a year.
A lot of
and
people
then,
are doing
and
that
then,
already.
And then bring me back as an intra-company transferee, not on an L visa, but directly as a green card and get your green card. Because
Right,
I don't know why they did an H-1B, but I generally presume that people who can do L visas, who end up on H-1Bs, it's done because the company wants to hold you longer, kind of like.
Well, yes, it is. And I'm sorry to use such a harsh term, but this is modern day slavery. This is indentured servitude, because what happens is till the time a person gets the green card in hand, they are tied to that one company. I mean, it's easier on paper that you can change. There are laws in effect that help you change companies, but you know how the current rhetoric is.
It is not easy to change companies. I wouldn't use that term because indentured servants or slaves, actually, you couldn't leave your employment. You're free to leave.
Yes.
Indentured servitude is you have to pay off a debt, which is not what you're doing. But yes, in a way, you are tied to your employer. So I understand how you feel, but to use those words, I think is incorrect.
All right. So no promotion, no pay raise until the time you get your.
I'm not saying. I'm not defending it, by the way. I just think when you use those words, it's very incendiary, and it's not really what's happening.
I understand, but think of it. For people who are stuck in the green card backlog, they are unable to change an employer. They're unable to move to a different company if they feel that they're getting harassed at work. They cannot come up and speak. If women are getting harassed at work, they cannot come up and speak.
They can switch, except you need a new employer to sponsor you, and need a new employer to do a labor cert, and you would get your existing priority date.
Yes.
But it's difficult to find employers to do it. Absolutely. And you are not as free in the labor market as somebody who has a green card or is a U.S. citizen to go and get paid in an open market what you're worth. Absolutely.
I know of people who've graduated out of Ivy League schools here in the U.S. who've done their masters and have lived and worked here on an H-1B visa for the past 10 years. Their H-1 transfers got denied. Even after approval, they wanted to switch employers.
Depends on their situation, their lawyer, so you can't really say that. Let's go back to your show. Did you talk about Trump wanting to take back the work permits for the spouses of Indians and Chinese who are on the waiting list?
I did, and I also did talk about the green card backlog in detail and how the entire issue is actually, if there were no green card backlog, there were no need for an H-4EAD in first place, if you come to think of it. If people from India, China, and Philippines were treated fairly as those born in other countries, and they would have had their green cards and work permits within first few months.
The purpose of the law is to diversify who's coming to America. I don't remember the exact number, but I believe the maximum per country is 4%. There has been a lot of talk by Democrats to change that and say, whatever country you come from, that's the country you come from. Everybody's on the same waiting list. It hasn't happened yet. I actually agree with you that there shouldn't be country limits. It should be worldwide limits, whatever the worldwide limit is.
It should be on the basis of skills, because
that's a different. One second, that's a different situation. Okay, because then now you're agreeing with Donald Trump because he wants to make it on a skills-based. I actually disagree with that. I believe there should be family unity. There should be situations where people who are escaping violence should be able to get a green card. There should be situations where people who get married, people get reunited with their mothers and fathers and brothers and sisters and keeping families together. People who are the victims of crimes, people who are trafficked into America. Right. There's all sorts of reasons. People who invest money in a business. So there's all sorts of reasons why somebody should deserve to get to live in America.
Absolutely. I agree. You have the asylum visa and you have the diversity visa and you have all sorts of other visas to get the green card, to put you on the path to green card, right? I am talking only under the H-1B category. When people are brought in on the basis of their skills, why are they then judged on the basis of their country of birth? That's my question.
Because they wanted to diversify it. These are laws that were written November 1990.
That's right.
Okay, so you're going back almost 30 years on laws. Now, what did America look like in November 1990? What does America look like today? The internet didn't even exist.
Global economics have changed.
Right. The internet didn't exist. So, obviously the laws need to change, but what Donald Trump is doing is actually making it worse, not better.
And you know what? There are senators like Senator Orrin Hatch, Tom Cotton, and Kevin Yoder that brought in amazing bills. Orrin Hatch's I Squared.
Tom Cotton hates immigrants, so I don't know what amazing bill you're talking about. But he's
you should
no. He's one of the worst senators ever for immigration. He's disgusting, actually. Maybe for you it was great, okay? But generally, he's one of the worst senators. He's so anti-immigrant. It's so I don't even think that you should go praise him because he shouldn't be praised. He's a terrible senator.
I'm just saying that these were some of the senators who actually thought that there needs to be a change. Kevin Yoder's bill, HR 392, it has probably the highest number of co-sponsors in the history of bills.
Basically, what you're saying is that everything should be on a merit system, and I disagree with you. All of these bills that you're referencing to is put everybody on a merit system, and that's not what America is about. Now, maybe for you, one second, let me finish my sentence. Maybe for you, selfishly, it works for you, but it doesn't work for everybody. So, I disagree with you.
I am only talking about the high-skilled category. I'm not talking about any other category here. I'm only representing the highly skilled category.
If you have a high skill, you shouldn't have to wait at all. Period. Absolutely.
Yep.
Right.
That's
so now we've had a heated argument. You're a nice woman, but we've had a heated argument. You obviously are very passionate about this, and you are on your show. And when you're talking about immigration, are people agreeing with you? Are they coming in and saying, no, get out of America? What are you hearing from your show after you air your opinions?
What I do outside of my show is my thing. What I do on the show, I'm completely detached.
But now I understand we have a clip of you talking immigration. Let's watch.
We're back into that standstill where the uncertainty is on our head, whether am I going to work next month or not.
If they work, they are displacing one American worker.
Would you continue H-4EAD or not?
No, I will not.
Why?
No, because we here admitted the H-1B visa holder.
Sitting in the most developed nation in the entire world, where women, because majority of H-4 visa holders are women, being denied this basic right, asking them to stay in the four walls of the house.
Go back to India.
All right, so that seemed like you gave an opinion there.
I was not the moderator there.
I see.
I was invited as a panelist to that show.
I see. So what do you think is going to happen?
I have hope. I am hoping that even if they do go ahead and resign it, they're going to put something in place.
All right, I hope so.
Or they're going to be litigations. I'm sure companies and immigration firms like you will support us. There will be people coming out. There'll be an outcry.
Whenever there's a regulation change that has a major effect like this, there'll be a lot of litigation. There'll be judges who stop it right in its tracks until it goes all the way up the chain of command of appeals. It's going to be years and years and years. With that said, I always like to end our interview on a high note. Tell me about your American dreams. You're here in America now 10 years. What are your dreams for yourself here in America, you and your husband and family?
I think we are pretty much living our American dream apart from the immigration mess that we are in.
Yes, that's true.
This is our home now.
That is true.
The day we landed here in the US, we had given up everything that was in India because this is where we wanted to live. That's why we made the choice. My husband's employer, they invited us to come and work here. This became our home. My kids know of no other country.
Where can people watch your show?
I have a Facebook page at the Real Neha Mahajan. And again, on TV Asia's Facebook page, TV Asia channel on Facebook, and on Twitter at TV Asia Network.
All right, Neha Mahajan, thank you very much. We look forward to speaking with you again soon.
Thank you so much, Brad. It was so lovely to talk to you. Thank you.
All right. A little heated there.
That got heated.
Yeah, well,
Well, listen, you can't spar with an immigration attorney on immigration.
Really, the reality is, this is what she wants. She wants, to get green card, and there's a big backlog for Indians, but that doesn't mean that you should go, my opinion, you should go support a bill that may help you and screw everybody else.
Right. Right.
All right. What else we got?
All right, we've got a few more immigration questions. We've got one question from LVLX Gaming that says, when you're buying a home or buying property, is that different in terms of someone who's seeking asylum? Can you do both?
Yes. You don't even, you can be out of status and get property.
Oh, wow. We've got a question from Elsa who said, my friend took the citizenship test in May, passed it, and now it's been 6 months and he hasn't heard anything from them. Should he be worried?
What did he say?
He took his citizenship test in May and passed, but hasn't heard anything.
Yeah, 6 months, yeah.
San Jose Lion said, I'm a green card holder with a misdemeanor, which happened about 10 years ago. Is this going to be a crime that makes me inadmissible or deportable? That's the only crime I've had,
What
and
was
I've
the
been a misdemeanor, which happened 10 years ago. It was for assault and battery with bodily injury, and he did 5 months in jail.
Perhaps it could make you deportable.
Okay.
Perhaps it can.
Wow.
All right.
Okay.
By the way, I see here that a woman by the name of Sandy Berwin-Lewis says that I told the person that I was interviewing to go back to India. That's fake news. I didn't say anything of that sort.
I think she was talking about in the clip. Because in the one of the clips that he played, one of the moderators was like,
but
then
that
you go
wasn't
back
me.
to
But that wasn't
India.
me.
Yeah, not you.
Right, that wasn't
Not
me.
you.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right.
But I think that's what she was referring to.
fine.
I went
All
back and I was like, wait, no, he would never.
Okay.
Brad would never.
Yeah, right. Okay, we take it back. I thought you were saying that I said to go back.
No,
Why would I say that? Right.
No.
Okay.
You would not.
All right.
No, you would not. All right. That's all we got. Whew. We
All
answered
right.
some immigration questions today.
Comments of the day. Drum roll, please.
That's right. Our very first one is from Nico Suave.
Oh, our buddy.
You know. Nico said, I'm a ride or die member of the Brad Squad. You've been an immense help to me. I love my show.
All right, thank you.
See?
Because we were making fun of him a little earlier,
But
we weren't at his expense.
Exactly, and he's not going anywhere.
Right, okay.
Our second comment of the day is from Allie Boo Harris, who gave us quite a good disclaimer, Brad. She said, look, I can't laugh too hard. I'm afraid I'm going to go into early labor. We do not want to make you go into early labor. We've also got another comment on YouTube from Diane Wright, who said, I am so excited. I cannot wait to see Brad with his award tomorrow.
I hope so.
That's
I
right.
hope so. Please.
Please.
All right, what else?
One last one from Afzal, also talking about the awards tomorrow. He's very excited. He said, good
Yeah.
luck, Brad and team, for tomorrow. We know you guys will win. After the victory, where's the party? Asking for a friend.
If we win, watch on YouTube tomorrow. We're going to have a pop-up show.
Ooh.
Because we're going to be celebrating. If we lose, there'll be a regular show.
Yeah.
But if we win, we could be celebrating. Depends on how many times we win. We'll just do a pop-up show and say, hey, we're celebrating. Come celebrate with us.
That could be
right? But you got to watch on YouTube. You got to subscribe to YouTube.
I highly recommend subscribing.
I would highly recommend subscribing.
If we go live on a pop-up tomorrow, that is not something you're going to want to miss.
And by the way, Saini Lewis, I apologize. I thought when I was reading the comments that you said that I told the woman to go back to India, and apparently she wasn't referring to me.
No,
she was referring to the guy with the beard. So my apologies to you, Saini. Of course, everybody loves Saini. I love Saini.
We love Saini.
We love Saini. All right. Wish us luck tomorrow. Awards ceremony tomorrow morning. Synopsis. We're up for 5 awards. Wish us luck. Fingers crossed. See you tomorrow. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800 LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK. 1-800-529-5465. What are you doing?